Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Running with the BashBro's.
Hola, bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Corriendo con los BashBro's.
Once again, we want to thank you for watching, and today's main topics are going to be cross-training and getting through injuries.
Gracias por mirar. El capítulo de ahora va a ser sobre cómo... No Spanish?
This is our English version.
No, nomás en inglés. Oh, you want me to speak in English?
Yes,
Gotcha. Oh, I'm sorry,
yes,
dude.
Yes, thank
I didn't
you.
get that.
Okay.
My bad.
No, it's okay. Anyway, so to start things off, we are once again going to do a couple of products that we have here at the store, just kind of highlight a couple of products. So I think Sehal has some shoes for us.
Yeah, so this week we'll have the new and upgraded Glycerin 12, which is going to be a neutral cushion shoe. It's going to be very good for your recovery runs. It's going to have a lot of foam to it. A lot more shoe than, like, let's say your Connect or your Defiance, but yeah, just very good for longer stuff because it's going to absorb more of the impact, and you can get those both here at First Gear Running Company.
Yep, and once again, it is summer, it is hot, you do need to stay hydrated. A couple of products that we have here at the store are, one is the Amphipod. This is a handheld hydration system bottle. It's really nice if you don't like anything on your back or around your waist. This is a 12 ounce, and there's also a 16 ounce that we carry. I like this one a lot. I use this personally. If it's really hot outside, you can stick these in the freezer. So then kind of mid-run, if it's really hot outside, you still have some cold water. That's a good one. Another fairly new product that we have here at the store, and we've got some good reviews on, is the Orange Mud. This is, you do wear it on the back like so, and you kind of grab it back and forth. So it might, you do need to be comfortable with having something on your back, but people that we've had try it seem to like it. And then another product that is very popular, especially with the triathlete community, is the Fuel Belt. This obviously goes around your waist, and there are, there's 4 bottles here, so you can, a cup of water, a couple electrolyte sports drinks, or whatever works for you. And there's also a pocket to put maybe some goos or some salt sticks or something in there. So there are many options for keeping yourself hydrated in this hot weather.
Real quick, just to add to that, the 12 ounce Amphipod will also have another pocket for the goo, or your key or credit card or something like that you need. The Orange Mud also will have a pocket for goo and kind of the same things. So just very convenient. You don't have to try and stash it in your shorts or drop them off ahead of time. Just one zip away, get to your goo.
Yep. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, we're going to kind of focus on cross training and working through injuries. We're actually going to have a guest here in a couple minutes, but let's talk about cross training first. What are your thoughts on cross training?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of cross training. I do it, but it's more out of guilt. In the past, I've done aqua jogging, which is probably, well, it's boring, I'm not gonna lie. The elliptical is, something else you can use to kind of get back into it, or at least maintain fitness. One thing about the aqua jogging is there's aqua belts out there, so you just kind of put it around your waist. And,
what exactly, for people who don't know what aqua jogging is,
so
what is it?
Yeah, you just kind of make yourself, you make your way to a pool, and pretty much you're running, you keep the same running form, except you have a belt around you that kind of suspends you just a little bit, or makes you float just a little bit, so you can still,
so your feet aren't touching the ground?
Correct, your feet are not touching the ground. Your form still maintains the, the running form like if you were running on land. So that's aqua jogging, and sometimes you can even do intervals of aqua jogging, so like, let's say 1 minute hard, 30 seconds easy, just to kind of get your heart rate up, get your legs going. And best thing about that, it's going to be impact free, so easy on your knees, easy on your Achilles, whatever body part is giving you an issue. Also, it's also good for recovery, so let's say you are healthy, that's just another thing you can do to kind of maintain fitness. One thing I will say though, it's also a good thing, like if you're down with an injury or need a cross train, doing your core, doing own body weight type of exercises, strength training and flexibility, other things that you can incorporate just to kind of be a full body machine that works well, whether off season or in season.
Yeah, for me personally, I like to get out on my bike and ride, usually kind of when I'm in not really training in a training cycle for a race, like right now, just kind of after a race, getting back into shape, I go out on my bike twice a week just to give my body a break from the pounding of running. I also enjoy it, but one thing that that I didn't know initially, and I would always have like an injury after a race because I started cycling, and then my knee started hurting. So I ran into some IT band issues, and that's something you need to know, is that you know, riding a bike affects different muscles than running does. But you can also swim, like all the options he said. There's also an elliptigo out there if you see any of the Keflezighi commercials or anything like that. But there's a lot of good options out there, and cross training is important, and strength training is something that even runners should incorporate, because you want to have a solid core and a strong upper body when you get tired, so your form maintains. So injuries, my main running injuries have dealt with IT band issues, like I just said, but you have a little bigger experience.
The worst one that I've had was I was running late at night one night, and went down with an ankle injury. I was running on the grass. It was like a little island, and I stepped in a pothole, and I went down and kind of shed a tear. It was pretty painful. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I was wearing short shorts, so it looked pretty odd to people that were driving at night, which is kind of funny. But I did not deal with it very well. Like I said, I'm not very disciplined when it comes to cross training. But one thing, you know, I kind of did do every day was, you know, I would do, after I was able to get some flexibility in there, I would do flexibility exercises. I would ice it before I went out for a walk or a run, whatever I was able to do, I would heat it up. I start with like calf raises and stuff like that. But more of it is just like the mental side of it, because obviously you're down, you know, you run every day or most days a week, and it's kind of hard to just, you know, be patient and accept that you're down with an injury. One thing I would say is just, you know, maintain a positive attitude. Look at it as a brief pause before your running takes off again. And hopefully it's not like, you know, in between like a marathon buildup or something like that. But if it isn't, yeah, it's just a good way to hit the refresh button. I mean, you just got to look at it as you got to spin it around and say, hey, well, it could be a lot worse, but I'm going to use this time to maybe reset my goals or work on other non-running things you might have going on in life. So main thing is just be positive, accept it, and move forward. Make the best of it, and just be content with, you know, the journey of running.
And then another thing with injuries is the prehab, making sure you're doing things to not get injured. If you're doing 5Ks and stuff like that, it's not as critical. You need to be careful, but I think specifically from personal experience from marathons, some people might not take a long enough break after that race, but it's very important to take, you know, some people say for each mile that your race was to take a day off. Some people say 2 weeks. That's kind of what I do, 10 days to 14 days. It kind of just depends on how your body comes back from that race. But the way I think about it, because you usually get itchy after a race, and after a week or so, you're dying to get back out there on the road. But if you come back too soon and go too hard, you're going to get injured, and it's much better to take, you know, that 2-week break, fight through it, because it's mental as much as it is physiological. You know, your body needs a break, but mentally you just need a break from training. You can maybe relax a little bit on your diet, but it's much better to take that forced or that planned 2-week break after a race, for example, than being forced out for a month or two because you came back too soon and went too hard. But now we would like to bring in our guest, if that's okay. You probably have seen her around. Her name is Raquel Stucky, here at First Gear. And welcome, Raquel. Thank you for joining Running with the BashBro's.
That's right.
Such an honor.
So we're talking about injuries and cross training, and in January of 2012, you had the opportunity to run in the Olympic marathon trials. Mm-hmm. What some people may not know is you were battling an injury at that time. Mm-hmm. So can you just kind of maybe say what that injury exactly was, and just kind of the process of what was going on?
I had a stress fracture on my big toe on my right foot. So happened about 10 days prior to the Olympic trials, so that was a bummer. But really the hardest part was just figuring out how I can still run on a pretty messed up foot. So anyway, did what I needed to do there, and then the recovery part was the toughest mental part, I think, of it. So you know, I'm a believer in cross training and Alter-G.
The Alter-G.
Alter-G.
Yeah.
One thing, I'm a big believer in the Alter-G.
What's an Alter-G for some of us
Alter-G
that
would
don't
be
know?
the anti-gravity treadmill. So basically, you are running in on a treadmill in a chamber, and you are running in, well, I guess, anti-gravity. I mean, you're running with less weight than what you carry, and so that's adjusted according to, you know, what your pain threshold is, according to, you know, your injury. So I credit that a lot.
Okay.
Running in the pool, I spent a lot of hours.
Aqua jogging. Is that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Spent a lot of time strengthening lower leg, hips. So did all the things to.
Because I know you, I mean, obviously you're running and putting in the miles, but you are also pretty adamant about like core work and strength as well, right?
And that's always been a part of my training routine. It's just, you know, sometimes you just end up with injuries and you're not, you know, it's not necessarily an overtraining, but it's an overuse injury. You know, it could have been just something that was, you know, tired and weak one day, and then, you know, the next day it's full blown. So.
Okay.
Man, a stress fracture a week and a half before the Olympic marathon trials. But she was there and she finished it, and that's awesome.
Planning on going back again.
Yep.
One last thing. What did you do after the trials? How much time did you take off, and did you do anything there, or just was it flat out laying on your back time?
No, you know, after the trials and after any marathon that I run, I usually take 2 weeks off,
Okay,
and all that
2 weeks
means
off?
is 2 weeks off of running. So I'll usually take about 4 or 5 days of not doing anything. You know, my body's probably been through too much, and so it's, you know, any marathoner, I
Okay.
guess. And then, you know, really, when you're injured, it just seems like you're a little more driven to get back. So I was pretty adamant about doing everything right and spending time doing all the little things, because they add up, and the focus was there. I had a mantra, and so my focus was there. And, you know, if you do your recovery right, good things happen. I ended up PRing in the half and in the full that same year. So
Awesome.
2012.
Awesome comeback. Do you think diet has anything to do with the recovery from an injury?
You know, I'm a proponent of that. You know, eating well, that makes such a big difference. You know, I mean, if you're fueling your muscles and you're fueling your body in a clean way, I don't think that, you know, it's going to be too difficult to get yourself back to healing. So anyway.
Right. Well, now would you like to go to the quick fire questions?
Yep, this is my favorite part of the episode. Quick fire. So I'm gonna ask both questions.
Yeah,
to Logan
Raquel's
and Raquel.
gonna. We do 5 each,
You're
but
asking me?
Raquel gets 10. So we're both gonna answer. So you want to go
Okay,
first?
I'll
Or you want me
start
to go
first.
first?
I'll start first.
Jeez.
Spice Girls or Backstreet Boys?
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
Yeah, Spice
it.
Girl. I don't know.
Tell me what you want.
What you really want?
Teletubbies or Barney?
Barney.
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 All right.
Duh.
Cats or hamsters?
Hamsters.
Hamsters. Wow. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Oatmeal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boring. Would you rather run in negative 10 degree weather or 110 degree weather?
Negative
110.
10.
Wow, man. I'd rather do negative 10.
Negative 10,
without
yes.
gloves. All right, that's it. That's
Okay,
my half.
so now for you guys, gels or chews?
Gels.
Gels.
Okay, and what I mean by that is, you know, like the gels where there's like the Cliff Shot blocks or something like that. Current favorite running shoe?
Energy Boost.
Energy Boost.
Okay.
Adidas Energy
Adidas
Boost.
Energy Boost. Boosties.
Favorite hobby or activity other than running?
Cooking.
Laying down on my couch.
Recovering. Favorite place to eat in Wichita?
Ah, man.
I think that's 3 seconds.
Picasso's. Picasso
Picasso's is
Pizza in
good.
Delano District. But I mean, Old Chicago too.
Oh.
Old Chicago. Man, I can go on and on.
Keep going.
Bing Bong Ba. It's actually called Hannah Next Door. Hannah Next Door. Something like that. Okay, I guess I only have 3.
I'm gonna go with Picasso.
Picasso's Pizza is really good. Okay, and the last question is if you
No,
could...
wait. Back up.
Nope.
We may have to go with Cow and Sow.
Cow and Sow.
Okay,
Right
okay,
on.
okay.
And that's also on Douglas.
Yep. Douglas has a lot of good local eateries. So last question, if you could only run one race, again, not the Olympics, not the Olympic trials, only one race, distance, whatever, what would it be?
Half marathon.
Like
Do you want a
specific race.
Specific.
To
Wow.
run it. Wait. Do you mean like to experience
Just-
the same thing all over again?
no.
Everything happens the same.
No, just to run, just to run it.
10K nationals.
Okay.
Okay.
It's, junior year, college.
Well, I'd like to actually run the marathon that I ran in 2012. It was the worst experience of my life.
You would like to run that again?
Yeah. But hopefully, have a different outcome.
To do it better, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
Okay,
I thought you meant.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Which means not walk, not cry, or throw up.
Okay, now what about a race, just like a dream race that you haven't
dream
done, that
race
you would
that I
like to
haven't
participate in?
Probably the Beta Breaker sounds like
Yeah.
it's awesome
Yeah.
because of the atmosphere.
Would you wear a
I mean,
costume or would you just...
here's what I would do. A friend suggested this. I would race it, be serious about it, and I would have somebody else's, have somebody drop off a car at the finish line. We'd come back and then have some fun, on the second
Second time around, because I believe it's a 12K.
12K, yeah. Well, I guess I'm doing 24K. See, I know how to add.
Raquel, dream race?
Dream race.
I mean, you've done every major marathon in the U.S.
London is actually
London?
what I was thinking.
London?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, there you have
London,
it.
Yep.
Berlin, or Rotterdam.
Okay.
Okay.
We got some
She needs to
options there.
we need to get her to Europe. Start the funding. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in again. And once again, we love your feedback on Facebook and Twitter. And come into the store like always, and we're more than happy to help you. Thanks.